Good morning. This is Lily Ramsden. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. And I had forgotten all about making me some scrunchies for July, but last week was really busy. Let's just put it that way. Last week was just really super busy. And so now I'm going to try to make my scrunchies here. My favorite hook. My favorite hook is a different color now. I've used it so much, so dirty. And I always thought my hands were clean, but I don't guess so. Cause look at it. And after I crochet all day, my fingernails, underneath my fingernails, you'd think I'd been working in the coal mine. They get so dirty. And I'm using, oh, I forgot to tell you the yarn and the hook. The hook is a 3.5 millimeter, and I'm using Yarn Bee Soft Secret Ombre Whisper in the color Whisper 204. And we'll see how this works out. It could be, this is probably what I wanted for Easter, because these are pretty colors here. It would look like a cute bunny rabbit, wouldn't it? So let's get to adding some single crochets to our scrunchie, or our ponytail holders. They're the scoochies, I think they are. And I don't know how many single crochets I put in around here. I put them in till they're full, or until it's almost not full on the ponytail holder, but I'm talking about full on the ponytail holder, the scoochie. And I just keep adding single crochets all the way around, and then some. So I guess this is probably the boring part of my videos, is single crocheting around this ring, and it's probably going to take, I don't know, 75, 100, because that's at least 20 now, and I'm not even halfway around, or if I am, it's not tight. See? It has some pretty pastel colors: green, blue, backed green, yellow, pink, purple. What comes after purple? Pink again, or a different color pink? No, I guess it's the same color pink. Well, I haven't figured out which way the color changes go yet, but we'll know soon enough, because we're back to pink now, and then we go to yellow and green. No, don't see it happening yet. I guess I have a tension problem today. Let's see, try to fix it. Let's open it up, scooch everything around. Add a lot more single crochets. Oh, this would make a pretty teddy bear too, wouldn't it? What you want, baby doll? Daddy doesn't have any food. No, he doesn't. All that is ice in his cup. He is not chewing food. Okay, I'll put you down. She's been barking at my husband for the last 30 minutes. She gets a treat at 6 o'clock our time. It's only 4 now, so it's 2 more hours till she gets her treat, or until she wears George down and he just gives it to her, because he can't stand to hear her beg any longer. This yarn is super soft, y'all. I mean, really soft. Okay, keep scooping them up. Keep filling it in. We want this to be full. Okay, scrooge them up again. Keep scooting it back up. You hear her in there begging? My poor little baby. You'd think we didn't feed her, but she really likes those treats. Okay, add a few more here, and I'll be satisfied with the placement. If I get my hand back around it again. And why is that so loose? Okay, 1, 2. Oh shoot, don't pull it that tight. And single crochet to the top of this one. Or maybe slip stitch, no, single crochet. We're gonna do 3 single crochet into each single crochet stitches. 3 double crochets into each single crochet. Starting where we just joined. So it's 1, 2. Oh, gotta have a drink. Thank you for
Making a mess.
waiting. Okay, since we're using more yarn, we should tell the color changes soon. Three double crochets into each single crochet, and then this will make it nice and ruffly. Did y'all do anything over the long weekend, or y'all just had a staycation? Because there was nowhere in the world I wanted to go. When I was younger, I used to love to leave town on the 4th of July weekend. Because usually the 4th is somewhere close to a weekend, and if you time it right, you can get 2 weekends in those 5-day vacation days. So I could get 9 days vacation for the price of 5. So I enjoyed that. Did that for years. And I was at Pikes Peak on the 4th of July, and I didn't know it was closed for a race that day. Yep, 4th of July, they have this big race up Pikes Peak. And so we had a choice of staying an extra day in Colorado or just going on through New Mexico and on into Texas. So we continued to drive instead of staying another day because it was hot there. Now back in the mountains in Colorado, the Rocky Mountains, it snowed on us. So it was cold on the mountain. So we were in Colorado for several days. And then decided to go on down to Texas. And on that trip, we also walked across the border in El Paso. This was before you needed a passport. All we did was walk across. I mean, this was back, what, in the 80s? Was this 80s? When did we have the gas crisis? The 70s? Well, anyhow, that was during the gas crisis. So we might be stuck somewhere overnight waiting for a gas in line at a gas station, waiting for it to open whenever they felt like it, because they didn't have that much gas, so they didn't care if they opened before noon or not. So everybody sitting there just sat there. So we tried to time it much better after that first couple of times, and bought gas during the middle of the day at places that had it. Okay, we're back to green about for the third time, so let's see how we're going. Is there any pivot point here? Say blue to green to yellow to pink to purple, back to yellow and green. So the purple's the pivot point. Okay, the purple is the pivot point, and everything works up to it. You have the purple, and everything works away from it. I knew it would have a pattern emerge after I'd crocheted for a while. And let's see, there was one 4th of July when I was living on South Side. I lived at the foot of Vulcan. You could see Vulcan from my balcony. And one day it was me and my mother. I don't know why it was just the two of us, but it was just the two of us, one 4th of July. And we didn't have anything better to do. We spent the whole day together. We went out for ice cream. I think we had lunch. Let's see, that might have been when we had lunch with my son that day. You know, we were in that apartment for almost 10 years. So we spent a lot of 4th of Julys in that apartment. Most of the time we would sit on my balcony or stand on my balcony and watch the fireworks. So it was just me and my mother. We went out to eat with my son, and then later on in the day we went out for ice cream, and by that afternoon or that evening we were on my balcony watching the fireworks. Well, no, we didn't. We were watching it up at the corner where the South Side precinct is now. That's how long ago that's been. The South Side precinct was a building there, but it was vacant. Oh, that reminds me of another time in Southside. The grandkids were little, so they used to come stay with me during the weekdays so their mother could work. She'd drop them off in the morning and pick them up when she got off work that afternoon. So it was one of those days, and we usually walked down to the library in Southside, or we would get in the car and go to the library in Homewood. That was usually as far as we went. Those two could usually take care of our needs. And that was back when you could check out sock puppets. And I had my 4 grandchildren, plus my friend. I had 2 friends that I had 1 child at each of theirs. So I had 6 children taken into the library. And since they were all under 10, I made them hold hands. I was on the outside. My 10-year-old was on the other outside. And we had the other 5 in the middle. And going into the library one day, this little boy said, "Mama, look how many children she has." And it did. They were stair steps. There was about a year or 2 apart, all of them. Because they ranged from 10 till, I guess Austin, he was 2.5, 3. I can't remember. Can't remember how much older Michael is than Austin. Well, that's something a grandmother should know, wouldn't she? Well, don't remember. But anyway, one day we had gone to the Southside Library to pick us up some movies or books or both, because they didn't have puppets. Homewood had the puppets and the reading books where you could check a cassette out and the books would read to you. Or you could get movies. And sometimes the cassettes also had the book and the puppet in the same sack. Now that was a good haul. Oh, and the kids just loved getting those. But one day, walking back from the Southside Library, it didn't look like rain. I mean, I wouldn't have taken the children out if I thought it was going to rain. But you know how summer showers are sometimes. Oops, there they are. So here we are walking home. And we must have made it as far as about where the Southside precinct is now, to our house, which was a block and a half away, and the bottom fell out. I mean, we were drenched halfway across the parking lot. That was before we got back to the street, because the parking lot cut us a catty corner, and so that could take off half a block that we didn't have to walk. So we were running, and man, by the time we got back to the apartment, we were drenched. I mean, sopping, soaking, you wouldn't believe it. I mean, dripping wet. And so here I am. I've got 6 kids. We're all dripping wet, and we're trying to get into the apartment without making a mess. Well, we all had to run to different rooms and take our wet clothes off and put our dry clothes back on. Because what did I have? I had 3 boys and 3 girls, plus me. Or to have 4 boys. If I had Chris, I had 4 boys and 2 girls. Okay, we're over halfway around. We're getting back to where we need to be. So this won't take much longer. And some days it seems like when I start a pattern, I am in such a rush to finish it. And I'm a slow crocheter, as y'all can see. I was much faster in my youth, but man, the years just slip away and they take a toll. And I'm thirsty today. I wanted to get 2 scrunchies made today, but I didn't. Or I'm not going to. Or I'm not going to for y'all. And some of my stitches, y'all, they look so tiny. I thought I was making them loopy when I was going through. Some of them are and some of them aren't. But when you're young and your grandkids are young, you sure do have a lot of fun. Taking them all sorts of places on the weekends, and if you're lucky enough to keep them like I did during the summer, during the week, or, well, I got them on weekends too, but keep them all day long during the summer. So we bonded pretty good. All the kids did. And it wasn't a day that went by that Michael would have them all in tears. He was just a bully. But he got out of that stage, I think. Or I don't see it. But he would terrorize the girls. And they'd lock themselves in the bathroom. My, those days. At the time, I couldn't wish for them to be over, and now I wish for them back. But they grow up. And maybe one day the grandkids will have grandchildren. But I really don't have any hope for the boys. One of them had a steady girlfriend for years, and, well, after all those years, it didn't work out. And so now he's just playing the field. And he works at Walmart, so he sees all the pretty girls come in. Well, shoot, split my yarn. I knew that blue wasn't coming in right. I could figure it out. But life is nice now that we're retired. We get to do anything we want to all day, or nothing all day. We don't care. We can sit around the house and watch TV, and I like to crochet. Most of our friends still work. Some of them don't. But we've all got our own activities we want to do. Some of our friends fish. Some of them go shooting, target practice. But George tried the hunting. He didn't like it. He tried the shooting. He didn't like it. I don't think he really tried the fishing. By the time I think I'm finished, I still have more to go. But it's only like 10 more stitches, about 30 more double crochets. So we're coming down to it. Oh, and the yarn's pulling really easy now. And I'm a center pull person. I'll have half the skein pulled out as a yarn barf rather than to give up that center pull. That's how adamant I am about not using the outside of the yarn. I don't need that thing flipping all over on me. I need to let it sit there and pull out nice and easy. Or worse yet, having to put it on a yarn winder and make it into a cake. I know they say it doesn't take but like 5 minutes, but wow.
Boom! All this quarter-pound cheesesteak is...
And I know a lot of crocheters do a lot of videos on just winding their yarn. Is that fun for y'all to watch, or is it what they're saying that y'all like? Or because I don't like to watch it, but I usually like to listen to them. Because if my husband would let me, I'd just sit and listen to crochet all day. Yeah, I'm addicted to crochet on YouTube. Yep. But then my husband also watches guitar lessons on YouTube, and well, he'd rather watch guitar lessons. But we still get the time to watch our movies and series, and rewatching them all right now. Nothing new's going to come on till, what, the middle of September, going on October. But there are a few series we're watching. Like, I think it's Poker Face. She's on one of the streaming channels. And she is a human lie detector. She doesn't even have to know you to know that you're lying to her. Oh, had my hook in my hand and I was looking everywhere for it. That's as bad as losing your glasses. Which that only happens to me when they fall in the floor. I can't find them. Because mine are like turquoise and the floor is brown. I can't find it. I can't see them to begin with. So my husband has to find them, or I have to get a flashlight or do something, because I can't find them. And back in the days when I wore contacts, those were difficult to find too. Which I can tell you a strange story about that. You know how back in the day, back in the long old days, well, mine were always hard contacts because I have astigmatism. So there's no shortcuts for me where I can get the soft lens. So I always wore the hard ones. And those things would pop out at the most unusual times. One day I lost one in the grocery store. I mean, on my hands and knees looking for it. Got everybody else around me looking for it too. Nobody's moving. Afraid they're going to step on it. And that goes on for a little while, and I'm patting my dress down, and it's got a little pocket over here on the side. I mean, it's not a big pocket. It's about 2 inches wide, 2 inches deep. I mean, it's not a big pocket at all. But it's over here on his shoulder. It was stuck inside that pocket. Can you believe that? I don't, and I lived it. So we just need to get our yarn tail back down here so we can sew it into our original single crochets. And we just need to get it down here and sew it in for a few stitches. Well, now I can't sew. She's still fussing at you. Well, I crocheted on so tight that now I can't get my needle through here. Oh, that's one of those old needles. I need to just throw those things in the trash, because they're, somehow or another, they got wet, and I didn't know, I thought they were stainless steel, but I guess they're just, I don't know what. But anyhow, they have rusted, and I didn't have any. And it wasn't time for my husband to go shopping, so I just took some sandpaper and just sanded them down so they wouldn't be so rough. Okay, I think that's is that enough? more stitches in. About 3 more. All right, pull it tight and cut our yarn. Well, this has turned out very pretty. I like this. Looks like little unicorn colors, doesn't it? Pink and purple and yellow, green, blue. Very pretty indeed. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.